Nowadays, coriander tea is getting a lot of attention. Everyone's reaching out for these little seeds to keep healthy. So I'm going to show you how to make a coriander and ginger drink, which is a very traditional beverage in Sri Lanka. And it's called Inguru Koththamalli. Inguru means ginger and Koththamalli is the coriander seeds. Here I have 8 ounces of coriander seeds that need to be washed before we use it. And we do that with this strainer. So you just basically put the seeds into the strainer and hold it under running tap water. And then you keep moving the seeds around like this and they get washed. Sometimes you might have little stems that poke your skin when doing this, so watch out for those. They look like little needles and they're attached to the seed like this. You don't need to remove them or anything, just leave them as they are, but when you're moving the seeds around, just do it lightly so you don't poke yourself. Now that the seeds are washed, I'm going to dry roast these. So just put them in a pan and turn on the heat to about medium or medium high. You can lightly roast it or go for a little longer for a dark roast. I'm using fresh ginger, by the way, which I will add in a bit and I'll show you how to do it. And ginger powder is also good if that's what you prefer. Now, how much ginger you want to use would depend on your preference, of course. Some people can tolerate extra ginger and some cannot. Burnt seeds give the drink a bitter taste, so you'd want to be stirring this constantly while it's roasting. You don't need to roast this for too long. The sign would be once it becomes fragrant, then you know that it's time to stop roasting. And if you go beyond that, the seeds will start to pop, apart from getting burnt. Another sign that it's roasted enough is when the seeds start to feel light, like when you're moving them around, you feel like they're bouncing around in the pan. So that's a good sign also to stop roasting. Now we can add the water, and don't worry about ratios too much. With coriander seeds, a little goes a long way. Normally the traditional way is to slice the ginger and add it, but it's discarded after boiling. So instead, here's what I do, because I don't like to waste the ginger. I put the ginger and some water in my blender and I run it for about a minute until there are no pieces. So the ginger is now liquefied, so I can add it now, or I could add it even towards the end. Once the coriander has boiled and simmered, then I can put the ginger and just warm it through. This needs to simmer to half the original quantity of water, so I'm going to do that on medium-low heat. Now if you're in a hurry, you could do medium-low, but if you have time, keep it on low heat and let it slowly simmer. That will maximize the potency of this coriander ginger tea. Always boil this in an open pan. I don't know why they say that, but traditionally they advise against closing the pan when you're boiling the coriander. So it does not need to be stirred while boiling either. So you can just stir it initially when you add the water and then leave it to do its thing. This is midway through and you can see the water level also has reduced a lot, but I'm going to let it reduce some more. I think maybe another 10 minutes of boiling should do it. So it continues to boil like this very vigorously until you decide when to turn off the heat. Now, although roasting is recommended and is the best way, there are exceptions. Like when we make this for kids, of course, without the ginger, we don't roast it. We just wash the coriander seeds and boil it in the water. And it's always very light, not so concentrated for the kids. So now this coriander tea with ginger is ready. You can see the water level has reduced a lot, and that's exactly how I wanted it. This can be sweetened with honey or any other natural sweetener, or have it with a piece of jaggery. But before that, we have to leave this to settle for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we strain the seeds and just use only the water. The seeds have to be discarded, they cannot be used again. Enjoy this like any hot tea or coffee, but without the milk or creamer. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, share and subscribe to Aasai Rasai. Thanks for watching.